Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. It is the year 2025. Donald Trump is President of the United States again. His second time as president started on January 20th. Things are happening in the country. Some things are about culture and how people feel. Other things are about remembering important days. The government is also making new plans for money. Recently, there has been talk online about the president. Social media shows different opinions about his actions. This happens often. Also, the country is thinking about Pope Francis. He died not long ago. People are wondering who the next pope will be. This is an important time for Catholics around the world. The government is planning some big events. One plan is for a large military parade in Washington, D.C. This parade is for the U.S. Army. It will celebrate the Army's 250th birthday. The date for the parade is June 14th. This day is also President Trump's 79th birthday. The parade will have many soldiers, army vehicles, and airplanes. It will be a big show on the National Mall. President Trump also wants to change the names of some holidays. He wants Veterans Day to be called Victory Day for World War I. He also wants May 8th to be Victory Day for World War II. He says this is to celebrate America winning these big wars. It is not clear yet if these names will become official holidays for the country. Congress needs to decide that. The president's team has also shared plans for the country's money for next year, 2026. These plans suggest spending less money on some things. This includes areas like health, schools, and the environment. Some government groups, like the FBI, might also get less money. But the plan is to spend more money on the military. The amount for the Pentagon could go up by 13%. This would be more than $1 trillion. Money for Homeland Security might also increase. The government says these changes will stop wasting money. These are some of the things happening early in President Trump's new term. The next chapters will look more closely at these events. We will learn more about a strange picture the president shared online. We will see what people said about it. We will read about the discussion on who could be the next pope. We will find out more details about the Army parade. We will look at the ideas for changing holiday names. And we will understand more about the government's money plans. 2. A strange picture online. The world was thinking about Pope Francis. He had died not long before, on April 21st. Millions of Catholic people around the globe felt very sad about his death. Pope Francis died because he had serious health problems after a stroke. He was in a coma for a time before he passed away. Doctors said his heart and blood system stopped working and could not be started again. His funeral was a very large and important event. It took place outside in St. Peter's Square in Rome, a famous place. Many important leaders came from different countries to show respect. President Trump and the First Lady, Melania Trump, traveled all the way to Rome to be at the funeral. Many church leaders, priests, and ordinary people were also there. They gathered together to say goodbye to Pope Francis. After the funeral service, Pope Francis's body was taken to his final resting place. He was buried inside a very old and famous church in Rome called St. Mary Major. This church is one of the four special churches known as papal basilicas in the city. It was a time of mourning and sadness for many people. Then, just a few days later, something unusual happened online. On a Friday night, President Trump posted a picture on the internet. He used his own social media website, which is called Truth Social. He shared the post at 10:29 in the evening. The picture itself was very surprising to many people who saw it. It showed President Trump, but he looked like the Pope. In the image, he was wearing the special white clothes and hat that a pope wears. The picture did not look like a normal photograph taken with a camera. It seemed like it was maybe made or changed using a computer program. Some people thought it was created with artificial intelligence, often called AI. This kind of computer technology can make images that look very real but are actually completely new or changed. President Trump did not write any words with the picture he posted. There was no caption under it. There was no comment or explanation from him about why he shared it. It was just the image of him appearing as the Pope. Because President Trump has many followers online, people saw the post very quickly, even though it was late at night. It immediately started getting a lot of attention. People began talking and writing about the strange picture soon after he posted it online. What did this picture mean? Why did President Trump post this specific image, especially so soon after the real Pope Francis's death and funeral? Nobody knew for sure because there was no message with it. The picture, without any words, quickly became a big topic of discussion on the internet. 3. What people said about the picture. The picture of President Trump dressed as the Pope appeared online late on Friday night. As soon as it was posted on Truth Social, people started talking about it immediately. The internet quickly filled with many different comments and opinions. There was no message or text with the picture, just the image itself. This lack of explanation made people wonder why the president posted it and what he meant by it. Many people reacted strongly and they did not agree with each other. Their views were very different. Some people thought the picture was funny or clever. For example, a comedian named Terrence K. Williams shared his positive thoughts online. He wrote, "Pope Trump. Lol, our president just posted this." Williams believed President Trump posted the picture as a kind of joke. He thought the president wanted to make some people, especially those in the news media, angry or upset. He called this action trolling. Williams said he loved it and found it entertaining. He even joked further, saying that he liked the sound of King Trump. His comment showed that some supporters found the president's post amusing. However, many other people did not like the picture at all. They thought it was wrong, offensive, or disrespectful. Melanie Dorigo, who once ran for Congress, shared her very negative feelings online. She wrote about the 10 Commandments. These are very important religious rules. She strongly stated that President Trump had broken all 10 of these important rules. Because of this belief, she felt it was completely wrong for him to share a picture where he looked like the Pope, the leader of the Catholic Church. She used the word cosplaying, meaning dressing up like someone else. She suggested the president was not serious about the role. Her strong comment showed that many people were quite upset by the image. These very different reactions showed a clear division among people online. It was like two separate conversations happening at the same time. Some praised the president and defended the post, while others criticized him very strongly. The timing of the post was also a big part of the discussion. Pope Francis had died only a short time before this picture appeared. His large funeral had just taken place. Many Catholics around the world were still in a period of mourning. For some people, posting such a picture during this sad time felt very insensitive. They felt it was disrespectful to the memory of Pope Francis and to Catholic people. The picture itself looked like it might have been created using computers. It looked like it used artificial intelligence, often called AI. It was clearly not a real photograph. This unusual look also added to the online discussion. The president's silence, offering no words to explain the picture, meant people could only guess his reasons. This led to even more arguments and talk online. The post became a major topic on social media very quickly. 4. Thinking about the next pope. After Pope Francis died, many people started to think about who would be the next leader of the Catholic Church. It was an important question for millions around the world. Soon, people asked President Trump what he thought. They wanted to know who he wanted to be the next pope. President Trump answered with a joke first. He laughed and told reporters, "I'd like to be pope." He said that this would be his first choice. It was a funny comment because he is the president, not a church leader. After his joke, he spoke more seriously. He said that he did not really have a favorite person for the job. He told the reporters, "I have no preference." But President Trump did mention one person. He said there was a cardinal from New York who was very good. This cardinal's name is Timothy Dolan. Cardinal Dolan became the Archbishop of New York in 2009. President Trump said about him, "We have a cardinal that happens to be out of a place called New York who's very good." He finished by saying, "So we'll see what happens." President Trump was not the only person thinking about this. All over the world, people were talking about who might be the next pope. It became a big topic online and in the news. Some people were guessing names. Others were looking at lists of possible people for the job. Experts who study the Vatican shared their ideas. Even betting companies started taking bets. People could put money on who they thought had the best chance to be chosen. There were several names that many people thought were strong choices. The discussion showed how important the decision was and how interested people were in the future of the Catholic Church. 5. Jokes about being Pope. The discussion about who would follow Pope Francis continued. Many people were interested in this important decision for the Catholic Church. After the president made his own joke about wanting the job, the idea stayed in people's minds. It even became a topic for jokes among other important government people. This showed how much attention the selection of the new pope was getting everywhere. One of these jokes came from Vice President J.D. Vance. He decided to make a funny comment about Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio holds the important job of Secretary of State in President Trump's government. He is also helping as the National Security Advisor for now. Vice President Vance posted his joke on the social media website X. He wrote that Marco Rubio was a very religious Catholic man. Vance joked that maybe Rubio was not busy enough. He suggested Rubio could take on more work. Then he pointed out that there was an important job open, the job of Pope. It was a light-hearted way to talk about his colleague. This online joke got some attention. Soon after, Marco Rubio was asked about it when he gave an interview. People wanted to know what he thought about Vice President Vance's suggestion. Did he think it was funny? Did he have any thoughts about the idea of becoming the leader of the Catholic Church? Rubio answered the questions and used the chance to talk a little about the rules for choosing a pope. Marco Rubio shared an interesting fact about becoming pope. He explained that the rules are maybe different from what many people believe. He said that you do not need to be a priest or a bishop before you can be chosen as pope. The rule is actually simpler. Any man who is Catholic and who is not married could potentially be selected by the cardinals to become the next pope. This information might surprise some people who follow the church. Rubio wanted to make this rule clear to everyone listening. After explaining this rule, Marco Rubio then talked about his own situation. He made it clear why he could not be the next pope, even if someone joked about it. Secretary of State Rubio said that he is married. He added that he is very happily married to his wife. Because the rule says the pope must be an unmarried man, Marco Rubio cannot be considered for the position. He finished by saying in a joking way that he guessed he would miss out on the chance to be pope because he was married. His comments added another light moment to the serious discussions about the future leader of the Catholic Church. These jokes from high government officials showed the topic was on many minds. 6. A parade for the Army. The White House shared some news. There will be a big military parade soon. This special event is planned for June 14th. This date is important for two big reasons. First, June 14th marks a very special birthday for the United States Army. The Army will be 250 years old on that day. It is a long time, and the Army has a long history in the country. The parade will honor this important anniversary. Second, June 14th is also President Donald Trump's birthday. He will turn 79 years old that day. So the parade celebrates both the Army and the President's birthday at the same time. Where will this big event happen? It will take place in Washington, D.C. The parade will be on the National Mall. This is a very large, open park area in the city, often used for big events. An Army spokesperson called the event a day-long festival. This means there will be things happening all day for people to see. Many parts of the Army will be in the parade. A large number of soldiers will march. The plan includes about 6,600 soldiers. People watching will also see many military vehicles. There will be around 150 Army vehicles moving in the parade. These could include things like trucks or maybe even tanks. Above the parade, 50 Army aircraft will fly. People might see different kinds of planes or helicopters in the sky. It sounds like it will be a very large display of the Army's strength. This idea for a military parade is not completely new for President Trump. He wanted to have a similar parade when he was president the first time. He first talked about this idea back in 2018. He thought about having the parade on Veterans Day that year. However, that parade did not happen. Some news reports at the time talked about the cost. They said the parade might cost the government about $90 million. Because the cost seemed very high, President Trump decided to cancel the plan back then. But now, the plan for a parade is back. The Army said that planning for the June 14th event is actively underway. This means people are working hard right now to prepare everything. The Army is also looking at ways to make the celebration even bigger than first planned. They want to show more of what the Army can do. They might show demonstrations of the Army's capabilities. They also hope to display more types of Army equipment for people to see. The Army also wants more people from the local community to be involved and enjoy the day. This big parade promises to be a major event in Washington, D.C. 7. Changing holiday names. President Trump shared new ideas about holidays in the United States. He wanted to change the names of some important days. These changes were about remembering wars from the past. The president felt it was important to remember these historical events in a different way, focusing on American success. One idea was about Veterans Day. This holiday is on November 11th every year. Currently, it honors all people who served in the United States military. It remembers the end of World War I in 1918. President Trump wanted to give this day a new name. He suggested calling it Victory Day for World War I. This new name would focus specifically on America winning that war. The president also talked about another date, May 8th. This day is important because it marks the end of the war against Germany in Europe in 1945. This event is often called VE Day. Many countries in Europe celebrate this day. President Trump wanted to officially name May 8th Victory Day for World War II in the United States. Why did President Trump want these new names? He said that America played a very big part in winning both World War I and World War II. He believed the United States did more than any other country, by far, to achieve victory in the Second World War. He noted that many allies and friends already celebrate May 8th as Victory Day. President Trump felt the U.S. should celebrate its big wins more. He said America was strong and brave in these wars. He thought the country's military showed brilliance. But he felt that the United States did not celebrate its past victories enough. He believed this was because past leaders did not emphasize celebration. He stated, "We are going to start celebrating our victories again." The president announced these plans for new holiday names, but changing holiday names or creating new federal holidays is a process. He did not give an official executive order to make the changes happen immediately. For May 8th to become a national federal holiday, the United States Congress must approve it. It is Congress that has the power to create federal holidays. So, it remained uncertain if the Victory Day for World War II on May 8th would become official. These plans showed the president's desire to highlight American victories in history. 8. Money plans for the country. The government shared its ideas for how to spend the country's money in 2026. These ideas are called a budget plan. This plan shows some big changes. The plan suggests spending less money on many important areas. It wants to cut $163 billion from programs that are not for the Army or defense. This means less money for things like health care for people. It also means less money for schools and education. Programs that help the environment could also get less money. Other parts of the government might see cuts too. The plan includes less money for the FBI. The FBI helps stop crime in the country. Other groups that fight crime, like the Drug Enforcement Administration, might also get less money. The group that deals with alcohol, tobacco, and guns could also have its funding reduced. These cuts add up to a big change from the money spent this year. The plan suggests cutting spending in these areas by more than 22% compared to what was planned before. While some areas would get less money, other parts of the government would get more. The plan asks for a lot more money for the military. The part of the government that manages the Army, Navy, and Air Force is called the Pentagon. The plan wants to give the Pentagon 13% more money. This would mean spending more than $1 trillion on the military. This is a very large amount of money. The plan also wants to spend more money on keeping the country safe from threats at home. This part of the government is called the Department of Homeland Security. It deals with things like border security and stopping people from entering the country without permission. The plan shows that protecting the country's borders and increasing military power are important goals. The person in charge of the budget plans is Russell Vought. He works at the White House. He said the plan is needed to stop spending money on things that are not useful. He called it wasteful spending. He also said there are too many people working for the government in some areas, calling it a bloated bureaucracy. Mr. Vought said the budget plan is important right now. He believes it will stop spending money in ways that hurt the country. He said the plan puts American people first. He also said it gives strong support to the military and to keeping the country safe at home. The government believes these money plans will make the country stronger.